Over $500 million, gone, spent on a dream that never materialized. Acres of land were cleared, neighborhoods changed forever, and the landscape of a small Wisconsin town was transformed, all in anticipation of something big. All that money just to prep land for a factory that, in the end, would never truly exist as promised. The site remains a skeleton, an unfinished monument to ambition and missed opportunity. In 2017, Foxconn, the Taiwanese electronics giant behind many of the world's gadgets, pledged to build a $10 billion factory and create 13,000 jobs in Wisconsin. Politicians from both parties hailed it as the eighth wonder of the world, a once-in-a-generation opportunity. The area was even rebranded as Wisconn Valley, a bold new identity for a hopeful future. The dream was dazzling: a sprawling high-tech campus, thousands of well-paying jobs, and a manufacturing renaissance that would put Wisconsin on the global map. For the people of Mount Pleasant, it sounded like winning the lottery, an economic windfall that could change lives and reshape the town's destiny. But the gap between press conferences and reality is often huge, and the excitement soon gave way to uncertainty. The hype was massive, the promises bold, and everyone, from local leaders to the White House, seemed eager to claim credit for the deal. It was a monumental bet on one company, with the hopes, dreams, and futures of an entire community hanging in the balance. What could possibly go wrong when so much is riding on a single promise? When a deal sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Wisconsin offered Foxconn over $3 billion in subsidies, the largest incentive package ever for a foreign company. Taxpayers spent $500 million just to prep the site, buying land, building roads, and running utilities. Over 100 homes and farms were bulldozed, some held by families for generations. Local officials used eminent domain to force sales, betting everything on Foxconn's promise. The public built a custom industrial park for a single tenant, hoping jobs would follow. The risk: if Foxconn didn't deliver, it was Wisconsin taxpayers left holding the bag. The logic: invest big now, reap bigger rewards later. But the stakes and the risks were enormous. After the fanfare, Foxconn's grand vision began to shrink, fast. The $10 billion LCD factory was quietly downgraded, citing high labor costs and shifting markets. What got built? 3 buildings, a fraction of the promise, and only $1 billion spent. One high-tech sphere is now an event space. Another is leased as generic office space. The 13,000 promised jobs? By 2024, only 768 existed. The campus sits mostly empty, a monument to broken promises. Politically, the fallout was swift. Governor Scott Walker lost re-election, and the state scrambled to renegotiate. Subsidies were slashed, but the damage, financial and emotional, was done. The land was cleared, the money spent, and trust shattered. The eighth wonder became a cautionary tale. For years, Wisconn Valley was a symbol of broken promises and disappointment, a high-profile failure that left an entire community in limbo. The sprawling site, once filled with hope, became a ghost town. But everything changed when Microsoft showed up, bringing with it the possibility of a new beginning. In 2024, Microsoft announced plans for a $3.3 billion AI data center on the very land Foxconn left behind. The tech giant's arrival signaled a dramatic shift, turning abandoned dreams into a new vision for the future. The project promises not only thousands of construction and permanent jobs, but also a shot at redemption for Mount Pleasant, a chance to finally deliver on the economic transformation that was once promised. President Biden called it a win for American workers and a major investment in the nation's tech infrastructure, highlighting the potential for innovation and growth. But there's a catch. Microsoft paid $50 million for the land, and that money went straight to Foxconn, not to the taxpayers or the local government that had invested so much in the site. The company that failed to deliver on its promises ultimately cashed out, while the public, who had hoped for so much, got little in return for their patience and investment. The Foxconn buildings remain mostly empty and unused, but right next door, a new future is taking shape, one that could finally bring life back to the area. Local leaders point out that the infrastructure built for Foxconn, roads, utilities, and more, made Microsoft's ambitious project possible, turning past disappointment into a foundation for hope. It's a complicated legacy. The failure of the past laid the groundwork for a second chance, and now, the community is watching closely to see if this new chapter will finally deliver. The people of Mount Pleasant hope that this time the promises will stick. and that their ghost town will finally come back to life. The Foxconn saga is more than just a bad deal. It's a cautionary tale for communities everywhere, a warning about the risks of chasing grand promises without enough scrutiny. In Mount Pleasant, families lost their homes, neighbors lost trust, and the community lost faith in the idea that big corporations would deliver on their word. But now, with Microsoft investing in the region, there's a glimmer of hope. Real jobs, new opportunities, and the possibility of genuine renewal for people who have waited too long. The Foxconn experience taught the community, and the entire state, a hard lesson. Be skeptical, ask tough questions, and always demand accountability from those in power. Now, Wisconsin is shifting its strategy. Instead of chasing the next big thing, the state is building a tech hub through collaboration, local innovation, and steady partnerships. It's a safer, slower path. Less flashy maybe, but far more resilient and sustainable for the long term. These stories matter because they reveal the real dynamics of how business and politics intersect, and how decisions made in boardrooms and government offices affect everyday lives. They show us what happens when hype collides with reality, and remind us who ultimately pays the price when promises are broken. If you want more real stories behind America's biggest business deals, and the lessons they hold for all of us, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's always more to uncover, and together we can keep asking the questions that matter.